I walked down the aisle knowing I was about to ruin my own wedding. My smile was flawless, but underneath it hid trembling hands and a racing heart. Every step on the carpet was a hammer blow to my head. The faces of the guests blurred into watercolor blurs. I could hear their applause, but it was as if the sound reached me through a column of water. Everything around me was fading except one thing: his figure at the end of the aisle. He stood there, steady, confident, with the same gaze that had once made me forget everything. Now it was only a reminder of the betrayal, of the shadow that had come between us forever. My name is Emily. Just this morning, I thought I was marrying the love of my life, the man I trusted more than I trusted myself. We've been together for 4 years. 4 years of talking about the future, of plans, of lists of places we wanted to go. 4 years in which I believed our union was a solid fortress. I prepared for this wedding as if it were the beginning of a new life. I chose the dress, the flowers, the music, rehearsed the first dance. Every little thing mattered. I lived for that day. But it turned out that he lived for something else entirely. The morning began perfectly. The sunlight fell on the white sheets, and the smell of roses from the garden wafted through the open window. The room was warm, and it felt like even the air was filled with anticipation. My girlfriends were laughing, one of them holding my veil, the other fixing a curl in my face. Someone opened a bottle of champagne, and a light scent of citrus wafted into the air. I was happy. Or at least I thought I was happy. When he walked into the room, it was like everything around me froze. He was holding a small box covered with a white ribbon. He said, "For you." Inside was a thin silver bracelet, delicate, like something out of an old movie. I thanked him, but he barely nodded and left without looking at me. I decided it was nerves. He should be nervous today too, right? But now, looking back, I realized that was the first signal. A few minutes later, Rachel, my best friend and witness, came up to me. She held my phone like it was a grenade ready to explode. You need to see this." Her voice was quiet, but you could hear the steel in it. I picked up my phone. There was one short message on the screen: "Can't wait for tonight. K." Those words stabbed into me like an icy needle. I opened the correspondence. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it rumbling in my ears. Line after line, message after message, laughter, confessions, meetings, pictures. And suddenly, a photo. Kelly was in it. My coworker, the woman I shared a lunch table with every day at the office, who I confided my stories to, laughed at jokes with. She'd been there for the bachelorette party, and there was genuine joy in her eyes then, or so I thought. Now I saw her smile in a context that nearly made me vomit. They were discussing how they would spend the night at the hotel after our wedding. Not if, but when. Everything had already been planned. As I stared at those lines, the world around me lost color. I could have canceled. I could have disappeared. But instead, I felt something straighten inside me. It was like a cold, crystalline clarity. I wiped away the tears that threatened to ruin my makeup and turned to Rachel. "We're going to play this wedding," I said quietly, but by my rules. I warned the photographer. He had to capture every second. I asked that the microphone on the altar be turned on. I saw myself in the mirror, and for the first time in a long time, I didn't want to look away. This wasn't a scared girl in a white dress. This was a woman ready to make a bold, loud point. He stood waiting for me at the altar. His smile was perfectly rehearsed, like a man who is sure everything is going according to plan. Father Superior began, "Do you agree, Emily?" I interrupted him. "Before I answer, I want everyone here to hear something." I pulled out my cell phone. The screen lit up, and the silence in the room became almost physical. I began to read. Slowly. With pauses. Each word like a stone in water. Someone in the audience gasped. Someone covered his mouth with his hand. His face turned pale. He took a step toward me, but I stepped back a little. I don't agree. Go to her, I said. He was saying something, reaching out, but I'd already turned around. My dress slid softly on the carpet as I walked away. Whispers flew in my back. She did the right thing. The clicking of the cameras was the background to my departure. I chose to ruin my wedding rather than my life. Even though that day wasn't the beginning of a new story, it was the end of one that I no longer wanted to continue. Sometimes leaving isn't a defeat, it's a victory. I walked out of the gym and inhaled a full breath. The sun touched my face and I felt alive for the first time in a long time. Right, who had the same, or somehow differently? Who experienced the same